350 years after the great cataclysm tore asunder the very fabric of existence, erasing the divine and the draconic from reality. The ingenuity of the gnomes, undimmed by the cataclysm, has given birth to a new era of technological marvels. Steam and steel blended with the arcane. With no more divine influence, Solamnia's social tapestry has rewoven. The once fragmented races of humans, elves, halflings, orcs, and kender have found a harmonious coexistence, freed from the manipulations of their now absent gods. The Solamnic Knights, paragons of honor and duty, stand as the unflinching guardians of peace. Forsaking personal claims to power, these knights embody an unwavering commitment to justice, serving as a beacon of hope and stability in a world still healing from its past wounds. The government of Solamnia is comprised of three equal branches: the House of Lords, representatives from the noble class, who still own most of the land and soldiers; the Grand Solamnic Parliaments, consisting of local representatives elected by the people to serve in provincial and federal capitals. It is worth noting that the Solamnic Knights are funded by the Parliament and sworn to honor and protect its decisions. The Arcane Triumvirate are the third branch, one mage representative from each tower. These three are the only magic wielders allowed in government. In the arcane spheres, the towers of high sorcery reign absolute. These custodians of magical knowledge wield their authority with a solemn gravity, ensuring that the arcane remains a controlled and respected force. Mages, bound by the tower's edicts, are stripped of land, title, or office. Their presence in banal courts a subtle reminder of the balance between political and raw power. Transformed by necessity, the Order of Clerics, once divine emissaries, now traverse a world devoid of their gods. From their stronghold in the Cleric's Tower, amidst the Kender-controlled Western Plains, they have adapted to their new role as legal solicitors, notaries, and arbiters, their sacred rituals replaced by the intricacies of contract and law. It is in this waxing era of arcane technical wonders that the winds suddenly shift, carrying with them rumors of dark powers rising in the east. Welcome to Solamnia, the Banal Era. 350 years after the great cataclysm tore asunder the very fabric of existence, erasing the divine and the draconic from reality. The ingenuity of the gnomes, undimmed by the cataclysm, has given birth to a new era of technological marvels. Steam and steel blended with the arcane. With no more divine influence, Solamnia's social tapestry has rewoven. The once fragmented races of humans, elves, halflings, orcs, and kender have found a harmonious coexistence, freed from the manipulations of their now absent gods. The Solamnic Knights, paragons of honor and duty, stand as the unflinching guardians of peace. Forsaking personal claims to power, these knights embody an unwavering commitment to justice, serving as a beacon of hope and stability in a world still healing from its past wounds. The government of Solamnia is comprised of three equal branches: the House of Lords, representatives from the noble class, who still own most of the land and soldiers; the Grand Solamnic Parliaments, consisting of local representatives elected by the people to serve in provincial and federal capitals. It is worth noting that the Solamnic Knights are funded by the Parliament and sworn to honor and protect its decisions. The Arcane Triumvirate are the third branch. One mage representative from each tower. These three are the only magic wielders allowed in government. In the arcane spheres, the towers of high sorcery reign absolute. These custodians of magical knowledge wield their authority with a solemn gravity, ensuring that the arcane remains a controlled and respected force. Mages, bound by the tower's edicts, are stripped of land, title, or office. Their presence in banal courts a subtle reminder of the balance between political and raw power. Transformed by necessity, the Order of Clerics, once divine emissaries, now traverse a world devoid of their gods. From their stronghold in the Cleric's Tower, amidst the Kenda-controlled Western Plains, they have adapted to their new role as legal solicitors, notaries, and arbiters, their sacred rituals replaced by the intricacies of contract and law. It is in this waxing era of arcane technical wonders that the winds suddenly shift, carrying with them rumors of dark powers rising in the east. Welcome to Solamnia, the Banal Era, 350 years after the great cataclysm tore asunder the very fabric of existence, erasing the divine and the draconic from reality. The ingenuity of the gnomes, undimmed by the cataclysm, has given birth to a new era of technological marvels. Steam and steel blended with the arcane. With no more divine influence, Solamnia's social tapestry has rewoven. The once fragmented races of humans, elves, halflings, orcs, and kenda have found a harmonious coexistence, freed from the manipulations of their now absent gods. The Solamnic Knights, paragons of honor and duty, stand as the unflinching guardians of peace. Forsaking personal claims to power, these knights embody an unwavering commitment to justice, serving as a beacon of hope and stability in a world still healing from its past wounds. The government of Solamnia is comprised of three equal branches. The House of Lords, representatives from the noble class, who still own most of the land and soldiers.
Live. Hello and welcome to another thrilling adventure. I'm copying Brennan Lee Mulligan's introduction. Welcome to our weekly D&D game where you, the audience, get to join in and be the voices inside one of the players' heads. Because in this game, you are Legion. My name is Nicholas Coy Santillo. I'm going to be your game master today, and I'm joined by our fantabulous players. Standing in for our stand-in, Alberta Johnson, is Claire Hogan, who's going to be playing Juniper Arlie Candlewick III, and her totally normal, not at all the pivot point around which all possible realities turn, Library Cat. Michael Keane as Harold Gray, no relation to his rodent companion Squeak Noir, though both do share a delight to right the wrongs done by fat cats everywhere. Sam Gilroy as Thaddeus Turnpike, the born-again wizard of the Arcane Towers and current ruler of the port city of Calumet. It's a long story, best left for another time. And Sean Boyd Aelric Tiamaticus, recently granted the title of Duke of the Hinterlands and the last true Dragonborn. And welcome most triumphantly, once again, our special guest, Louisa Zhu, who will be playing the ancient Warforged construct Legion aspect of Helm, with all of you in the chat. Welcome, Louisa. Welcome, everyone. A round of applause. Previously on You Are Legion, for those of us who didn't get to watch, including Claire, who sometimes I read a little something, sometimes I ask my wonderful players last minute without any preparation, which is what I'm going to do right now. Who wants to help me and help Claire remember what happened last week? We can do this piecemeal. We can pass the speaking stick. Happy to do. In any form we want.
There's a whole bunch of strategizing and then just a little bit of movement at the end.
Well, we didn't even
as we learned how obstinate our new legion was going to be. Then we basically broke up the throng that we lead, and sent the Rangers out to keep watch to make sure that the airship and or Dragonels don't surprise the ship, and then party Dilk, the Gut Rippers, and light infantry headed down to point of interest, or light. Yeah, that's right. Point of interest. Thank you, light cavalry. That's what I have. That's my offering.
That's pretty good for me.
Other things to add are Helm broke one of the doors to our ship on the way to the war room. We made a compact with Helm that they would help us do our duty as long as we could get them back to sleep in 3 days. We're also, we realized that you have sending, Juniper, which means that we can actually get in touch with Wyhan and Bubo if we want to.
Yeah, sending is the bomb. I know
Yeah,
many things,
Elric
and I can
said
talk
it's
to
very
anyone on this point.
I'm forgetting the name of the paladin turned warlock in our party that Helm was looking for, but they were a companion. They were one of the characters in the one-shot that we did, which means they know Wyhan. So part of our deal with Helm right now is that Helm gets to send a 25-word message to Wyhan for information as part of this deal. And we've held back on sending the message to Bubo until we have a plan, aka we know how to interact with Lindsay at a distance.
Someone text him. Lindsay, I know you're having dinner with your family, but 25 words.
Texting him 25 words and seeing if he groks it is actually, like, in character would be kind of a funny...
I think that's just what we have to do. I think that's what I would just do as the DM. I'd be like, you send it, waiting for a response.
And Vicobar
yeah.
is correct that the last session did end with an encounter.
Yeah.
Hi, Vicobar.
The beginning of an encounter. As the party was wandering through the northern wastelands, they walked past sunset into the darkness, and were it not for, let me pop over to this wonderful page, the lights of some sort of arcane mechanical device in this desolate landscape, they might have walked right past it. But let's just, it's loading. We'll get there. It'll be impressive when it comes up. Don't worry, guys. As this arcane mechanical device started to light up with your proximity, so too awakened. That's not impressive. Let me get you a more impressive one. There we go. This arcane mechanical device rose out of the sand that had been covering it, started to shine from a glowing light from within, and a large golem figure arose from underneath the sand, creaking like giant molars. And with that, I'm going to have everyone roll initiative. So, I don't know if...
Before initiative
Yeah.
gets rolled,
Hell yeah.
I think if Helm can, kind of sense that and then grab his sword, and he's going to plant it directly into the ground and kind of emits like a low humming. I'm going to use Aura of the Sentinel, so that me and any creatures of my choice within 10 feet will all gain a +3 bonus to initiative.
Oh, sweet. Cool. How long does that last?
great question.
Just curious as like how early you could have cast it. I'm not going to stop it.
When you roll initiative.
Oh, you just do it when you roll initiative. Perfect. Yeah, that's sweet. Awesome. So everyone gets +3 to their initiative roll. Do we need to have tokens? I'm just going to be doing this combat as kind of theater of the mind. But if you need tokens on the board, we can just pull your I think you might be able to pull your own tokens, or I can pull them for you, just so that if you need them, I'll just throw them on the board so we have things to reference. But I'm not going to be using token distancing for this combat. So it's all in our heads in this beautiful image that we have in front of us. Let me roll some initiative for our baddies, and everyone can roll their initiative as well.
Oh no, I'm squeak one.
Oh, I'm little Boobo. What?
Or you somehow... Oh, because maybe I gave you ownership over those tokens, so you're the... Are you them as well?
I got it now.
Okay.
How did you 15?
I just clicked on my token.
I think mine is without the bonus, so if we can manually add that as well.
Yeah, because I don't think the bonus worked for anyone here. Let me update.
It's gonna be one of those nights.
Oh, did you? Everyone. Wait. So okay. Here's a question, Legion. Does that bonus work for for all allies? How many allies?
Only those within 10 feet.
Okay, within
Myself
10
and
feet.
Any creatures of my choice. So anyone within any of our party within 10 feet, I'll say that's okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say that then the Dilk, the Gut Rippers, the Cav, they're all gonna be outside of 10 feet. Your allies. They're all gonna move as a single block. I added +3 to your initiative, Legion, and I just added +3 to Aelric's initiative. Would anyone else be traveling within 10 feet? 10 feet's fairly close. Who else would be traveling within... Yeah? Harold, did you already add? Or you don't, I mean...
No, I didn't.
Harold's a rogue. He doesn't need any help. 25 on initiative. 22 +3. That's ridiculous. This is insane. Okay, let me add a little bit of music for my own sake. Let's have some background music to enjoy. Ooh. All right. Oh, yeah. It's not Led Zeppelin, but it'll
quiet in
do.
this stream. Is the sound working properly for anyone else?
Sound's working. I'm hearing everyone pretty clear. Are you saying the music is low for you?
No, I think Alberta's saying that I'm quiet in the stream.
Oh, let me. I'll just crank up your audio on my end. Give me a mic check there, Louisa.
Hello, mic check.
Okay, I've just cranked you up a little bit, so that should be good.
Hi.
I'll crank up Sean as well. So, from what I see, we're starting with Harold, Ever Vigilant. Harold the Ever Vigilant. One of his names. Let's begin
I'm
combat.
pretty sure that one's before me.
You're asking about it? You're trying to look at it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't really have it.
Yeah, this is a large humanoid creature built out of stone, in the same way that an old stone wall is kind of made of interlocking various shaped stones that just kind of hold their shape together without any sort of concrete or adhesive. That's what it would seem were it not moving. It would look like just kind of some sort of a sculpture in a humanoid form. It stands, this is a quote-unquote large creature in our mechanics, so it stands well over 10 feet, probably closer to 20, were to stand up fully tall. Slightly hunched, very thick legs and arms, no real face to discern, just a kind of humanoid shape. And as it gets up and shakes off the sand that it's been lying under, clearly having been unmoving for decades, if not centuries, it turns its blank and stony visage towards the party and everyone coming, and makes that crunchy, cracking noise of boulders getting crushed together. Molars the size of, what's a good word? Capybara.
Okay, great. Thanks for that, Koi. Is it hostile?
Yes. Very hostile.
Okay. In that case, I am going to cast. No, can I defer my action and wait until just after Aelric is active?
What you can do is you can hold an action, which means you spend an action to hold your action for a specific trigger. If that trigger passes, then you can do it. If the trigger doesn't occur, then you don't do it.
Can I do that with my action and my bonus action as well?
No, just an action.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, having not much else to do and being at the top of the initiative order, which, isn't actually that helpful, for an old rogue, Harold is going to move over to where Lily is, and standing beside her, cast sorry, this is taking me so long. Fog cloud.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna create a 20-foot radius of fog centered on a point within range. Just trying to give us some cover in case it decides to focus on the small and squishy ones.
Okay, so you're putting the fog cloud kind of around all of you?
I'm beside Arlie. I mean, I'm not really know where we are right now.
If you want to use the tokens, to give a reference for yourselves, I was kind of thinking like you're all walking at the head of, or I mean, you can describe how you were kind of walking through. I figured that the cavalry is marching like single file on horseback. There's 24 of them. Dilk and the Gut Rippers and yourselves are all walking. So I would assume you're all at the head of the cavalry, or some like. Probably, I would assume you're at the head of the cavalry.
I mean, Harold, I move beside Arlie. He goes, Pullman, and creates his fog.
Okay. Cool. So a fog cloud just kind of emits from you, and it's 20 feet diameter?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And so is that...
Radius, I think.
Oh, 20-foot radius. That's huge. Okay. And so within the fog cloud, it's like obscured within the fog cloud?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like a smoke grenade.
Okay. Nice. A little smoke grenade. And before anything can happen, Harold just... And a bunch... I would say that's like a good half dozen horses, a bunch of these Dilk is inside this fog cloud, the Gut Rippers, and a bunch of the party just disappears inside that fog cloud. Anything else you want to do, Harold?
No, that's all I got. Oh, actually, if I can, as a reaction... Never mind. I'm good.
he ran away. Whatever you did broke him. That smoke bomb ruined his plan.
I can't
so
do it.
hard.
I had a whole first turn, and Harold ruined it. I'm going back to the monster manual, and actually, it's a dragon. No, okay. This golem disappears from your view as you're surrounded by this giant cloud of fog in a dry desert and at night. It is also dark outside. So there's, I would say this is like, because it's darkness, but there is moonlight, we're looking at basically everything is kind of like partially obscured.
Dim light. It's dim light.
Dim light, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at dim light. That's the
You
word.
just answered a question for me that I had to have.
There you
asked
go.
Because I forgot that I'd been misreading something.
Okay, we are in dim light. If that's going to be your turn, Harold, then we're moving on to Thad's turn.
How many feet away was it from me, would you say, Coy?
I'd say it's about 40 feet away from all of you. It kind of came out of the ground, like without, like obviously you were looking out, but until it moved, it was just another stone in the sand.
Yeah, I think that's still feeling pretty high off himself from the last two combat encounters. So he starts saying the magical, that sort of deep guttural draconic that doesn't sound like any of his other spells. And where the shadow of his staff is in the moonlight suddenly whips up into his hand, just peels off the ground, and for a second it takes the outline of his old axe and then turns back into that writhing mass of shadows. I'm casting Shadow Blade at 3rd level.
Sick.
And then I'm going to charge. I'm going to use my full 40 feet of movement to charge straight at it.
Cool.
And I'm going to make an attack action, and I think that I'm going to use Booming Blade first, but because we are in dim light, I get advantage.
Oh, sick. Nice. Yeah, give me a roll on that.
Yeah. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does. This is a big beast.
All right, I'm just going to see. I'm rolling for crit.
There's a lot of purchase.
If I'm so lucky.
No.
Nope. So Booming Blade would be 3d8 psychic damage, and then it's going to be 2d8 thunder damage, I believe.
Sick.
If it moves. Or are you upcasting it?
5th level, it takes an extra 1d8 thunder damage to the target on a hit, and the moving increases to 2d8. So it's 3d8 psychic, 1d8 thunder.
Got it.
So this is the psychic, 14 psychic,
Okay, 14 psychic. Crazy.
and 2 thunder on top. And now I'm going to make my second attack. Oh, there's an advantage button.
Yeah.
Look at that.
This. Oh. How much psychic damage was it? 14?
I natural 20'd now on top of it.
On your second attack?
Yeah, not on Booming Blade, unfortunately, but on my second attack.
Okay.
Be a natural 20.
Okay, let me just describing that first attack. As you swing out with the magic, so your magical Shadow Blade deals psychic damage. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's the closest. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not necessarily necrotic, but it's not necessarily force either. So I think that they wanted to flavor it as, if I shall read the description of the spell.
Let's love it.
indeed,
Yeah.
Brandish the weapon. How does it? Right. No, I'm in Booming Blade. That's why. You weave together threads of shadow to create a sort of solidified gloom in your hand.
Gloomy.
This magic sword lasts for, yeah.
Okay, it's emo damage. Love it.
It's emo damage. Psychic damage.
Cool.
And so that-
As you swing through on that first attack, which hits solidly into this like large lumbering figure that's just still rising to its full height, moving in that kind of progressive automatonic way of like first completes this motion before engaging in secondary action, unlike organic creatures. Your Shadow Blade cuts deep and kind of like dissipates like smoke around it, reforming as it passes through. There is the vague burst of that thunder, that booming blade that makes some impact, and you can sense with your arcane sense that hits. But the Shadow Blade seems to have no effect.
Ooh.
I'm telling you this before, quote unquote, you roll your next attack.
All right. So then it's feeling that I immediately drop Shadow Blade in
Yeah.
between the two attacks
Mhm.
and practice. The shadow snaps back down to my hand,
Mhm.
and the second attack is with my rapier. I like
Okay.
do like a draw thing, so it's not going to be as
Yeah.
effective. It's still D8, so it's 1D8 plus 4. So it's 8. So it's 12 damage on top of another D8 roll, right? On a crit.
Yeah, because the way we do critical is full damage plus a damage roll. So that's how we do critical, which is
So
a slight
that's another
homebrew.
24 damage.
That's 24 piercing?
22.
22.
No, sorry. Yeah, 22.
22 piercing?
22 piercing.
And is your
It's not magical, unfortunately.
not magical? You pierce strong and true through some of the cracks of these stones, but just find you grind into more stone as like the inside of this. You actually have to withdraw your blade before it gets caught and the tip gets entirely snapped out. No effect.
When I wrenched free, completely out of movement, because I did not pop Longstrider before this combat encounter. I look up at it, having like sort of instinctually, I had dropped Shadow Blade when I saw it did no effect, and reached for my rapier, and I sort of stand in front of it, and I look up at it in its zone of, Arlic, I need help. Get off more than I could chew.
Help! Amazing. That's your turn, right?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
Shadow
unfortunately,
Blade is bonus action.
unfortunately, our clay golem goes next. It's going to slam, do 2 slam attacks. I need to. Where is my? Here we go. Does a 15 hit?
No.
Amazing. Does a 22 hit?
What's 5 plus 17? I'm so dyslexic.
That's
22.
22.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my reaction to cast. Oh, no, that would still hit, wouldn't it?
If you hit the number of an AC, then it still hits. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep my reaction then.
Okay.
That hit.
I'm gonna use my second charge of lucky for my next long rest and ask that you re-roll the second attack roll, Coy.
Can you use lucky when you can't see something?
I don't use it. We're just lucky.
Oh, so lucky just means you could just choose any dice to re-roll?
3 times before long rests. Suck it.
And it doesn't have to be your dice? I thought it had to be your
It
dice.
can be an attack roll of an enemy as well.
Oh,
It can be
cool.
anything that an enemy does, but it can be an attack roll.
Wow. Okay.
Look if you want to see if it has to target me. Because maybe it does.
I
Look it up. It would target you specifically. You are
Okay,
lucky.
attack roll is made against me. Okay.
yeah. I think Arlie's portent dice could be used in that way, to replace any d20 roll of anyone. That's I think that anyone that she can see, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what the rules are, but that's how portent dice work. Lucky, I think, only works for you. But Arlie's in the fog cloud, so wouldn't be able to see.
No, this is narratively good. This is narratively good for Thad. I think this will be good for him.
That's awesome. So first attack, it's this huge slam, but Thad has been working, the dexterity. Thad is not easily hit, and with this slow moving, strong downwards kind of hammer fist. But while avoiding that, the second one comes from a blind spot and just hits you very hard, Thad. That's going to be 22 bludgeoning damage, and I'm going to need you to do a Constitution saving throw. Okay. With an 8, you feel the wind knocked out of you on that hit, and you lose. Your hit point maximum is reduced by 22, by the same number that you just took.
Okay, so my hit point, for how long does that last?
For long enough. You're gonna have to discover how long.
So my hit point maximum is now 31, and my...
So you're gonna be still at maximum hit. You're gonna still be at maximum hit points. It's just your maximum dropped, basically. Yeah, I think that's how it works. Cool. That's gonna be, I believe.
But I don't fall down, do I, Koi?
You don't fall down.
Yeah. I take it like a proper barbarian would.
Yeah, just take a boom, just a strong hit to the chest. And I'm just going to double check. Luckily, we do not have bonus actions. So that ends the clay golem's turn, leading us to Aelric Tiamaticus, who just heard a cry. Aelric, are you in the fog cloud?
No.
Okay, so Aelric's walking at the lead of this bunch of allies. All of a sudden, the golem comes up. A fog cloud just appears around where Harold was and the surrounding allies for him. As the clay golem's standing up, Helm drops a sword, mutters some magic in the vicinity. I think actually you're close enough because you're kind of walking with Helm at the head. Silent sentinel, the two of you. Thad rushes out of that fog cloud. We just see him swing, hit twice, but seem to do no damage, and then cry out to you before getting walloped hard. You're up.
Know your role, man. So I'm going in. Okay. So I've already told you about some of my stuff isn't on here, right? So
Yeah, just we've lost a couple of your magic items because we're transferred to a new server. So just make any adjustments. Yeah. And Juniper, you're gonna be next. I just added you to the.
okay, so this will be the regular the magic longsword first. If it will roll.
Oh, you have to roll you have to click the. You have to click the dice beside it.
I have to do it off my character sheet. It looks like I'm gonna have to do it off the bottom here. Sorry, man.
It's all good.
I was trying to do it off my character sheet.
18 hits.
Great. Immediately after that hit, I'm going to expend one of my superiority die, and I'm going for grapple. I can grapple any creature that is one size larger than me.
Okay.
He's
That's.
not gargantuan, he's large.
Kind of golem is this? What is the element that this thing is made of?
He keeps saying rock, right? So.
Clay
Okay.
is what he
Good
said.
luck. Good luck, Elric.
He has to make an athletics check. He can sit and spin. I'm gonna roll my damage first, though.
Excellent.
So you're going to roll damage, then you're going to grapple. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
So this will be. Did it roll? Not yet.
Not
Get
yet.
all these ads in here.
This is your magical longsword that does extra damage to it does critical damage to inanimate objects, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it does. That's right.
Yeah.
It does critical. Every hit is a critical hit.
To inanimate. This is animate, even though it's stone. It is animate. But I just wanted to make sure this is your magical.
Are you saying is it inanimate or inorganic?
No, it's yeah, you caught me in a ruling. No, that's the main thing I'm asking is that it's a magical sword is the key.
Right. Yes, it is. So this is the first actual damage here, which is the die 8. But this also has, it has that extra die roll of lightning damage, or of critical damage rather. Did it roll? Yeah.
I don't see. Oh yeah, 13. 1d8 plus 5, which is your like proficiency and your strength
plus
bonus.
One from the, +1 from the sword, and then +4 from my strength.
Cool. So that's gonna be 13 magical slashing damage. As you slash across this golem, this weapon that you've trained on statues. You remember in the Fey realm, when you first got this weapon, you trained by going around the Versailles and just exploding statues of stone. You feel that same energy cutting into this golem, and not necessarily doing as much as you would like, but it has an impact. And this does some damage.
Well, cool. I'm gonna forego this. We'll see what happens here, but I'm expending one of my superiority dice, and we have to make a, what is it called? It's not disgruntled athletics checks. What is it called?
Opposed? You're doing an opposed athletics check, right?
No, we have to fight athletic checks. What's it called? It's called something.
Yeah. Opposed. I don't know. We'll call it opposed.
Yeah.
Like disgruntled athletics.
Disgruntled.
That
Yeah,
sounds way more
give me a
fantastic.
disgruntled athletics check. Give me a
All right,
disgruntled
you ready?
athletics check. Yeah. You have to beat a 14.
Let's see here. What do I roll this? Okay.
Sorry, did the golem already roll, Boy? Or does
Yeah.
Airlight just have to beat? Yeah.
Opposed is the word. You're in the fog
See
cloud.
the golem?
So tell me how your fog cloud works. I think you can't, because I think it's outside your fog
I
cloud.
think this is of the mind.
I think did you move out of the fog cloud in your turn? I think you stayed in it.
Its area is heavily obscured, so it's really you're ruling whether or not I can see out of this thing, even vaguely.
Oh, you could probably see its form. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Harold is going to use a reaction. I can do that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cast silvery barbs at the golem.
Oh.
He's gonna refer to the widely known fairy tale in Kryn of Winnius the Pooh, who's a very large bear. You look like Winnie the Pooh there, bud. Get some honey for your tummy. And so he has to
Did
re-roll.
Harold just become very Canadian? That was amazing.
I love it. Well, everyone knows that like
Character bit.
the Winnie the Pooh is we can evolve our characters.
Oh, hold on. Boy, I forgot to add my roll of my actual superiority die to my roll.
1d8. Yeah.
Well, but so the other thing is that now I'm gonna give Aelric advantage on this as part of Silvery Barbs.
Oh, right, because you give disadvantage and you give advantage.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Do I get an advantage roll on that?
You get
So-
advantage to your roll to beat the golem's roll, and the golem has to re-roll and take the lower of the two, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can double check.
Okay. Yeah. So disadvantage. So you have to beat an 11 Sean, and you get to roll again, but your first roll already beat it.
I didn't beat it the second time.
But the first time you did, so you have advantage.
Wait. I rolled it wrong. It doesn't. I have to go. I have so many things that I have to roll. I'm so sorry. 'Cause I have so many different.
I'm so strong. I'm so swole.
And then this, and then this. Now
I gotta work my
roll.
traps and my. Oh yeah. So Eric, what does it look like when you successfully like grapple this? Just want to make sure you do successfully grapple this large golem.
Run. That's a really good question. The last time I did this was with that horse. Remember the horse?
Yeah.
Grab the horse? I was on the train.
Remember I tipped the horse over? Like back. That was a long time ago.
Aelric grappled a warhorse and threw it on its back, and like vivisectioned it a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. We have the Herald angle. I love it. It's my favorite angle.
Herald angle. That's awesome. Now you're gonna have to help me with this grappling thing because I don't know when they become grappled and when they become prone. That's the only thing about the rule that I really don't I don't know.
Yeah, grapple just reduces their speed to 0, and there's something about.
But they have to escape, right?
They would have to succeed in another contested or what was the word you used?
So you've succeeded. So your target is now subject to the grappled condition.
Yeah,
That's right. It's incapacitated, correct?
not incapacitated.
You can now move. Its speed becomes 0,
Yeah,
and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. And that's it. I think you can also now pin it.
Yeah.
You would have to take another action in order to do that. When you move, you can
Another
drag or
action
carry
or
the
another
grappled creature
attack?
with you, but your speed is halved.
Great.
yeah. So
Another attack or another action?
Let me look up pinning.
grapple is an attack action. So I think right?
Well, so this is
Prone.
my bonus. So this grappling is a bonus action.
Because that was because the grapple is your battle maneuver ability.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get to you do an attack and then you're able to use the
basically
longsword
what-
as like a binding. Yeah, describe what that looks
So
like.
I basically had to drop the non-magic sword as I hit, and I go around back, and I use the sword just to leverage across his throat and his chest, and just kind of heave my body weight back against, and we just go kind of tumbling over.
Okay.
My girth against his girth.
So it's not prone yet. So it's still standing when grappled, but you are able to you've now engaged it and are resisting in this Greco-Roman wrestling pose.
You're going to need to use the shove action.
To throw it
And
to
once
the ground.
you use the shove action, you can put it to the ground. Yeah.
Oh, so if the shove action is an attack though, so that would be so it'd be a
Yeah,
separate.
it's an attack
though, right?
action. You need to make a special melee attack to shove a creature.
Which could be your because you get 2 attacks as a fighter.
That's right.
There you go.
Okay. Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
If not, I don't give up the grapple though, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Let's give it a shot. Why not? So I get this with advantage too because of what Harold did, correct?
Just the one roll.
Is it a skill check, right? Or is
Yes.
it an attack? The skill. So a strength check. Contested
Strength,
by their
athletics,
strength check.
contested by the target's strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics.
Okay.
Target's choice.
Okay.
I'm going to roll its athletics.
Did mine roll? Yes.
Okay. It rolled a 23.
Jesus Christ. Well, at least I get mine with advantage. Or is that what it did?
I think
Yeah,
it gave you
it did
advantage
give me
automatically.
advantage. Ah, dang, man. Okay, so it doesn't shove, but I got it grappled.
Yeah. You've locked it. You've locked it in place, which means it can't move anywhere, which is big.
Right.
Although once it moves, it gets the booming blade effect, and because it can't move, it won't get that effect. But Thad, remember that.
Elric chooses to move it, which he
Yeah,
can
I can
do.
try to move it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Actually, he doesn't have to try. He gets half his movement once he's
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, sick.
in the grappled condition.
I'm gonna say it took Aelric's movement to get to the. I'm gonna just say, like, for now, he used his movement to close that distance.
Okay, so I can't move again. I got
yeah.
you. That's cool.
Cool. So that's your. Any bonus action?
I used my bonus action. That's the grapple.
That was the grapple. No. That was your second attack, wasn't it?
No, that's the shove.
Oh, okay.
So the grapple counts as a bonus action.
Gotcha.
Off of my initial attack.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay, so with this golem locked, this is wild. Like it's, I mean, Aelric is big. Aelric's 6'4", 6'5", something.
Something like that.
Big, and wings like with wings at least the span of your height, if not bigger. Now that they're fully grown
They're greater, but
and fully locked with this golem that is probably 18 feet, twice your height, but like able to be like you've adapted this like full on grapple position, locking it down.
Maybe I've got some sort of weird like pro wrestling thing where I've got one arm with my pinched between my legs, and I got his other arm with my arm. I don't know how it's working out, but it's up there.
Yield. Cool. And with that, we go to Juniper Arley Candlewick.
So I take it I'm standing in the fog.
Yeah.
Arlie's like, what the ever-loving, Zivlin, all-knowing, absolute fuck is a golem doing in the middle of the fucking wilderness? What in the animated hell? And I want to do an arcana check.
Yeah.
You hear Harold under his breath, Mother. Jesus Christ.
What are you doing out here? What? I mean, Takesis' army is very clearly dragons. Was it? If there is a rock golem, there has to be a nefarious wizard nearby. Am I wrong? Zivlin, am I wrong? So, Harold, what's your problem? Great, arcana check.
With a 16. Yeah, with a 16. This is a clay golem. Clay golems are constructs magically formed. They cannot speak, but they do understand the language of whatever creator created it. They can live kind of for until destroyed or the magic that forged it is released. And they are, with a 16, they're mostly, like, they're immune to pretty much all non-magical damage.
Okay, so what was that thing you just said? That you said they're magically animated until what?
Yeah, they're like they don't have like a lifespan. Like they'll keep living forever. So this could be this specific clay golem could be from before the cataclysm. They'll just live until they're destroyed.
I want to cast Dispel Magic on it. Is that? I mean, I would have to move out of the fog cloud. I'm pretty sure this would require within range. It doesn't.
It's okay. So it's not an active. Like they're not animated by active magic. Like magic animates them, and then like they become like a kind of. They are a thing. Yeah. With a 16, I'll tell you that they're immune to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, non-magical damage, as well as
So Arlie's just gonna shout
some other forms.
the damn pile of rocks is immune to, and then just bludgeoning, what did you say? Bludgeoning, no, it can't be bludgeoning, that seems effective.
Immune. Yeah.
Bludgeoning, slashing.
Piercing.
Well, anyway, she piercing. Anyway, just pile on. Eric has the right idea, I guess. So,
With a 16, I will give you the actual full list in. So because with a 16, so acid, poison, psychic, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, that are not from adamantine weapons or magical weapons.
right. Basically, if it's not magical, give up, make it magic. And then are you still gonna give me an action? Or
Yeah, that was just a free action of like investigation.
Okay.
I will say that for that investigation, I'll just say that you have to have moved to at least the edge of the fog cloud, which will be 20, about 20 feet, just so that you can get like a clear eye on it.
Okay. Do you want me to? Are you gonna move me there, or do you want me to do it?
I'm not really using the tokens if you want to use them. I have the tokens there so that you can access your character sheets. I'm not really tracking token distance.
Okay. There. All right.
But,
That's
yeah.
20 feet
Cool.
in a direction. So, yeah. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bless. I'm going to bless. Ooh, I want to have moved. I didn't mean to move too far from. Oh.
Don't worry about like battlefield
Okay.
distance. You can just say.
Yeah, I'm gonna bless Aelric, Thad, and Harold.
Cool. Elric, Thad, and Harold all get blessed. What does it look like when Arlie does her bless?
She grabs her medallion of the world tree and opens her book, and then it's like all the letters of knowledge and all the runes and all the sort of symbols of that make you feel like you're like, wow, I know everything. And when you get the blesses, so they like float out like alphabet soup. And when the bless lands on you, you're like, wow, I just am so confident in everything that I know and everything that I don't know.
Knowledge is power.
Literally. That is
Amazing.
Knowing is half the battle.
Yeah. Elric, yeah.
well, Eric's like in a grip. It's like, I feel so much smarter somehow.
Somehow I feel like I've just won half the battle.
Have this way of like, Arlie's been right the whole time. Watch over.
Yeah,
I love it.
exactly. Little ego.
And that's a bonus action, so you still get your action.
Oh my gosh, I still get my action, but
Yeah.
So,
Th-
just gonna, I can't attack it. I don't have any magical crossbow bolts. Crap. Does anyone have any suggestions? Vikavar, I'm listening.
Please.
Magic weapon. What's it called?
Magic weapon?
Oh, you have your mace.
I would have to. Okay, I could move into combat.
Also,
Okay.
does your big huge pen thing do holy damage?
It does. So I can cast spiritual weapon on the next turn, but I can't cast another spell in addition to the bless. So
Yeah.
I have to do something. I can drink a potion. I can throw something at someone.
Yeah, go-
I can
Fuck it up.
move another 5 feet.
Go fuck it up.
I can't. Okay. Can we say that instead of moving, I moved sideways laterally? Now
Yeah.
that I'm aware
You can just say that you ran into combat for sure.
running into combat. I don't want to get within. No, actually, it's grappled. So yeah, I'll move in as close as I can.
Hell yeah. You're going to swing with that magic mace?
Fast as my little Kender legs will carry me.
I forget what specifically that mace was. I know it was a magic +1 mace, but there was something about it that was fancy. Was it radiant?
There was something about it. I'm just looking at it now. I think I'm looking at it now. Am I? Not. Where did it go?
Yeah, we're on a new server, so we lost special items.
Lightbringer.
That's it.
+1 to attack. Made for a cleric of Lathander. Shaped like a sunburst. Deals an extra 1d6 radiant damage. Two
Oh, 2 undead. Okay, but it's a magical weapon still, so it will work. Give me a roll. Give me a damage roll.
Whoops, sorry, wrong. I hit the wrong button. Ignore that. Okay, we have
Pung.
a 24.
You rolled a 19. Okay, yeah, 24 hits. And then is that auto damage right there, or no?
Well, I rolled the damage back, so
Oh.
we can keep that roll that I used.
How much damage? That's six magical bludgeoning.
I did 6 magical bludgeoning.
All right. Ka-tung. You're like yeah.
While Eric's holding it down,
Eric's-
Arlie just comes in and does like a swing, like
A cricket swing. Just a cricket swing. Pow! Upward strike. Love it.
I think it's your noggin, but I can't tell because it's just a rolling.
It's just
massive
all
rock.
rocks.
I think this is the part that makes decisions.
And now Arlie and Aelric are now close, and Thad are all kind of within combat reach of this golem. And Helm is up. Legion.
Yeah, so I'm imagining, like, is everything kind of working in bullet time here? Okay, great. So, I apologize in advance. So I think Helm, like, from the get-go was like, okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. So I'm just storytell a bit. So he moves his sword and he pulls it up from the ground, and out comes his shield, and he kind of does this action as he's still muttering things, where he points the point of the sword onto the tip of the shield, and it starts to reverberate. And if this is a weird reference, I don't know, but it's like, you know, if anyone watched Cardcaptor Sakura, this is a very Shaoren, like when he's like doing that stuff, or Lee in the Nelvana North American version. Anyway, so there's that kind of magic going on, and he thrusts it forward. But the thing is, I think that Helm's helmet does not give him the best peripheral vision, so he is not aware. I'll say, like, if we move this back a couple seconds, of Aelric running in.
Okay.
So it's like, as he's in the middle of muttering, I imagine that Aelric was running in. I'm gonna cast Moonbeam, and I imagined I wanted this to be on the edge of, like, the golem's there, and then it's just on the edge of the golem, so no one else gets hit.
Yeah.
So I imagine Arlie wouldn't get hit by this, but
But-
Aelric, who's probably grappling the golem,
Sharing the same
Probably
space
wouldn't.
effectively. Yeah. Yeah.
and so as I move, it's like, oh no, but the light's already coming down.
I love that. Awesome. And Moonbeam. Yeah. So what's the rules on Moonbeam? How does that? It's just like an auto damage. It's like because
Five.
yeah.
5-foot radius, and then any creature that starts its turn there or enters it is engulfed in ghostly flames that cause searing pain, and they need to make a Constitution saving throw. It's auto damage half if they succeed on the throw.
Okay. What type of damage?
Radiant damage.
Cool. I'm going to do a saving throw. 22 on con saving throw. The golem rolls a 22.
That will succeed, so it'll take half damage on a. Let me see if I can roll from here. Can I roll from here?
There's Bless is in effect on me right now, right?
Yeah.
Saving throw. And is Harold's thing still on me? The +3?
No.
Or no? Just good for that one. Yeah, just want to make sure I'm getting it all.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Bless? Is it +1?
1d4. You roll a d4. Yeah.
So I need to roll that first then. Okay.
Sweet.
Super complicated with all these things.
How
Right?
do I roll this damage?
Oh, you can just use the dice tray at the bottom.
Oh, thank you. Oh my god.
'Cause it's a pretty number. Okay. Elric rolled a 26, so I think he passes as well.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Excellent.
Amazing.
Throw that shit on that shove. That's all I'm
Right? If you were able to, if Eric is just like every time he goes to a large creature, just throws it on its back. Like you did that to a warhorse, it was insane. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw this warhorse down.
So it's not a lot of damage.
Okay.
It's an 8, as I imagine the distraction as he's
Right.
like,
Wait, no.
as the moonbeam is coming down.
So that's 8 halved to 4?
Yeah.
Okay. But also...
But it also stays there.
Yeah, it stays there. And anyone going into it or beginning their turn in it will continue. And you roll 2d10 every time, I guess?
I think you
Do I
have to,
save
I think
every
you have
time
to
I'm
save
grappling
every
this
time.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Cool.
Good to know.
Has a
Yeah, but
cylinder of...
moves. Elric, you can move such that it's in it and you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Once I get my attack back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hell
That's a
yeah.
good reminder. Thank you, man.
You get half your movement speed, assuming that it doesn't break your grapple on its turn.
I am going to roll a... I'm going to roll a wisdom check on our gut rippers. Okay. A few of the gut rippers rush towards the golem and are going to continue to surround it, hacking with their weapons. They stay out of the light, but they are, at this point, the golem is now surrounded by these mercenaries who are all attacking with unmagical weapons and doing absolutely no damage. But they see they see an enemy and they're like, let's go. They don't know how to hold back. Let's put it that way. But then I forgot if you were done. Do you have a bonus action or anything? I just jumped right through thinking you were done. Sorry, Louisa.
To be fair, I also thought I was done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't take because I didn't take the attack action. I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. We were on the same band. Squeak Noir. Harold, do you want the honors?
Yeah, so Squeaknar just runs and scampers up the new Squeaknar clan. Squeaknar.
You need a cool hat.
Scampers up the egg of the lead unit of the cavalry, whoever their commander is, in a way that makes you think this rat has somehow been riding horses 80 times its size for its entire life. Like, it runs up the side of the horse like it just does that.
Yeah.
You know? And standing just in between the horse's ears is the rider and says, "Oh, friends."
Amazing. With the intention of like stopping the horses from closing distance or anything like that.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
getting too busy in here.
Yeah, awesome. Very smart move because they go next. The horse is, even if the lead person, I'm just going to say you don't need to roll that because even if the person tried with Squeak Noir's capacity as a mounted combatant and talking directly to the horse into his big ear, is able to hesitate and hold your light cavalry from getting too close to what is becoming a messy scenario. Harold, do you want to roll me a perception check before we start at the top of the next round? This is going to be... I'm just going to check the DC here.
Perception?
Yeah.
Okay. Not my best.
Hmm.
17.
17. Harold, you see Dilk, the figure of Dilk through the fog cloud, go from humanoid and shrink down into a small sand shrew and skirt between the legs of the mounted cavalry into a place of safety, surrounded by allies. You're up next.
Is my poison dagger magical?
Shoot, that's a good question.
It is.
Is it magical? I guess anything with a plus is considered magical in D&D, right? Yeah. So I guess if it has a plus, then it's magical. Yeah.
Not immune to the damage that it does, but it is immune to the poison of the damage. Yeah. They'll still get my regular attack damage plus sneak attack. Trying to establish.
How does what? Can you read the rules of the, or do you have them? I can pull them up if you need.
Yeah, I can grab that. I don't think you actually ported it in since I leveled up.
Yeah. I'm just gonna quickly, because this has to do. I have friends and foes. It was a poison, because I'm wondering with poison daggers, do they do like poison damage, or do they do damage plus poison? They do damage plus poison. Okay. It's what I see here is 1d4 plus 3 damage, piercing damage, plus 2d6 poison. 1d4 plus 3 piercing plus 2d6 poison.
I'll just use a regular profile dagger in my inventory and not take the poison out.
Cool. And then you can just roll the 2d6 poison.
No, because like you said, it's immune to poison.
I'm going to ask you... oh, yeah, because it doesn't matter. Exactly. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so... Wait, just give me 1 second. We're level 8 now, right?
Yeah. Ocho. High level.
Okay, cool. So I'll roll. Harold thumbs the tip of the dagger as though to turn it on as usual. A small bead of his blood flows into the hilt. The blade starts to sweat a dark blue liquid as he sprints towards the creature. I will cast, because it is not immune to Booming Blade, I will also cast Booming Blade.
Cool.
Put that effect on it again, and I will roll to attack. Where are you? There we go. Attack. Advantage. 26 hit.
Yeah, 26. Okay. That hits.
Great.
This is a large creature that's currently grappled in place, and just everyone is wailing on it.
So 7 off of the raw dagger, and then I'm just gonna roll for
Cool.
the sneak attack damage.
Sick.
So 22 damage.
Um,
And it has the booming blade effect on it now.
Okay, 22
It has to
damage.
move from its own volition for it to go. A movement, somebody else manipulating the creature will not trigger the booming blade effect.
But there are 2 forms of booming blade on it currently. They're like stacked.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. But for sure. But no, that's a good point. Anything else?
And now
Yeah.
yeah, well, now because I've hit the creature, I'm not subject to opportunity attacks, so Herald
Right.
will disengage and take range.
Cool. Yeah, for free. You just disengage for free.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, I don't disengage, I just use a dash action, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, got you. Cool. That's going to end Harold's turn, which brings us back to Thad, who is finally, in like all of that action that happened since Thad got hit, takes his first breath as his diaphragm releases.
Oh, can you still hit it with a sword? I'm going to cast haste. No, or do we think we're close to killing it? No, I'm gonna cast haste on Arlek.
Oh, shit. Nice.
That means this is all things for you now to remember, Sean.
Okay.
Until the spell ends, the target speed is doubled. It gains a +2 bonus to AC. It has advantage on dexterity saving throws. It gains an additional action on each of its turns. That action can be used only to take the attack, one weapon attack only, dash, disengage, hide, or use object action. When this spell ends, the target can't move or take actions until after its next turn, as a wave of lethargy sweeps over it.
Okay.
Elric's suddenly got amped. It's like that Jason Statham movie Crank.
And out of my staff, this sort of like billowing, bubbling, pulsing sort of like shadow sphere forms, and then it just sort of shoots at you, and maybe for 2 seconds you think it might hurt, but it just sort of absorbs into you, and you feel like you are on the cleanest, best crank of your entire life.
I think
You are on US
you have a couple screenplays that you want to like pitch. You have like some movie ideas, like a company that you think you could get going. Maybe like when you get done.
In our normal sort of powered ability to see time sort of in these slowed down 6-second chunks, you, my friend, everybody is moving slow compared to you now. Does it look like the golem can take a swing at me if I try to move out of its zone? Is it too distracted by everything? Will I provoke an opportunity attack if I move?
I'll give you a free perception check with a DC of 12.
No.
The problem is that its head is more like the representation of a head as opposed to a face. So it's really hard to say like what it's aware of.
I am going to move anyway because I am completely ineffective here without a magical weapon. So I'm going to run back into the fog cloud if it's still there.
Cool. It's going to take an opportunity attack as you leave.
All right.
Does a 17 hit?
I'm going to use my reaction to cast shield.
Cool. So as you turn to run, it reaches out with like a free R. It's kind of been, half of its body is being tackled and struggling with Aelric, but it reaches out a free swing that would hit, except...
At the last possible second, like, just this sort of, like, shadowy... or actually, no, the shadow that is part of my staff just whips up and... like absorbs. There's like just this tendril of shadow that forms right where the blow, and it takes the entire bit of force as if nothing happened, and I duck back into the smoke. So,
Awesome.
haste will last pretty much as far as we should be concerned for this combat, probably until I lose concentration.
Nice. The clay golem is grappled, so it can't move. That's the end of your turn, yeah? Up next is the golem. It cannot move because it's grappled. Does it attack with disadvantage while grappled, or it's just 0 movement? I think it's just 0 movement.
Yeah, no, it can still attack. It can attack and throw spells with any. It says
Okay.
something to the effect anything that doesn't require 2 hands or something like that.
Okay, so
It can definitely.
amazing. So what's going to happen is it's going to crunch and creak like these like the grinding molars of someone who's under a lot of stress and trying to have a nap, or like boulders just being crushed under a heavy weight, and a dim light from between the cracks in this rock starts to emanate. Almost, it's Aelric, you can see it. It's in this moonlight that's shining down on the two of you, and I actually have to roll another Constitution save while it's here. Rolls a 23.
Yeah, that's a success.
Okay,
So,
and give
I'm
me.
gonna ask Luisa, do you have to roll the damage every single round, or is it that one set damage that we have the potential to take every single time?
You roll it every single round.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So give me that roll on the damage. Aelric, you're close enough that even in this 17 halves, that's going to be 8 damage. Nice. Even under this moonlight, you can see this kind of slight out of the darkness of the cracks that make up these multiple stones, a dim kind of almost like a firelight starts to glow. And it is going to cast haste on itself. And then it is going to make a slam attack against Aelric. Does a 22 hit Aelric?
How
Yes,
close am I to
Yes, yes,
That's
it
what
does.
You need
Yeah.
to hit me.
Oh wow!
No. With Sam's +2, you needed 22 to hit me.
Damn. Okay, just how close are you? Wait, huh? What? Yeah, Louisa, yours close. I think if you wanted to get into melee range, you were. I think it was that you. I thought that was that what you did at the end of your last turn.
I don't
Which
think
were-
I moved, if I'm being honest, so I don't.
Okay.
Okay. So probably out of melee range.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the clay golem is going to slam. This is an MMA grapple maneuver, just like kind of hitting within the grapple, dealing 12 bludgeoning damage to you, Aelric, and you're going to need to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Hold on with that a second.
And add that 1 for bless to your Constitution saving throw. Amazing. So you pass the Constitution saving throw. So it's a big hit, but your armor disperses it. It's not that kind of knocking the wind out of you type of hit. It's just going to be that 12 bludgeoning damage that you take, and that is the end of its turn, which is going to bring us to Aelric. Yeah. This is the melee du jour right here.
So, what is this? What is the saving throw for me on Moonbeam? Is it Constitution?
I think it's let me double check. It's Constitution again, yeah.
Cannot get off that one, man.
Nat 20, baby.
Nice.
Oh wow, that'd have been nice. Should have held that. But that's
Save your nat 20s, man.
what damage was rolled this last time? 17, or do I?
Every time. I think she rolls it every time. That's my understanding.
Okay. Do you roll? Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. They do.
Yeah. Roll bad. Roll bad. Roll bad.
I know
Yeah.
I did. You're welcome.
Nice. 4 damage.
Cool.
Your wings are like almost being like baked in this moon, like the moon burn on the leathery wings, but is protecting the most of your body.
Hell
You
yeah.
don't quite hear it, but just under the helmet, you can almost hear something that's like, sorry.
So just so I understand what haste is, it basically gives me 1 extra attack, which would actually give me 6 attacks.
Gives you 1 extra action. And because you have, so it gives you my understanding is it gives you an extra action, and as a fighter, you get to make 2 attacks per action.
Okay, so I get
Yeah.
1 extra action. So
Yeah.
I get 2 extra, so that's a 6 total attacks.
If you're attacking with both weapons, but you said you dropped one of your weapons, right?
I did, but I'm gonna hack and shove and hack and shove.
Oh, so you get 3 attacks and 3 shoves.
That's right.
I got you. Okay, yeah. So you're attacking and as you're attacking, you're trying to get it onto its back. Let's do this one at a time. Let's do like 1 couplet at a time.
Okay, that's fair. So, do you want me to roll blessed once for all the rolls, so we don't have to do that like every single time?
Unless, I
'Cause that'll
think it's
be 6 dive.
is blessed for attack rolls or is it just for ability checks? Is blessed on attack rolls as well? I guess it is, eh?
It is, isn't it?
Absolutely it is. So, whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw, before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll.
So you roll the d4 for every attack. Yeah. You roll that dice every time.
Correct.
Okay. Big money.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Okay.
Smarter than this thing. I know more than this thing.
Yeah.
So much to roll.
Just a head of rocks. I could do this. I can outsmart it. It's about leverage. It's about leverage.
There's no advantage or disadvantage on me right now, right? Just making sure. There's so much
No.
to keep up with right now. So many things hit me.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a 24,
24.
for the first roll.
To hit, that hits.
Yeah, and then this is God dang. Okay.
And this is for your shove. You can do the damage as well, but that's your, and you get +3 to your
Yeah,
shove.
hold on.
Yeah.
So I gotta look over here. So my
And this
mod
is
4.
this is Sean wanted to play the easy class of fighter.
I got it. I got it. So my shove is a 27.
Okay. And the damage will be whatever
From
that damage is.
from the attack
Yeah.
is
The shove succeeds.
one. Fuck yes.
Clay Golem was a
One
14.
4. Oops. Hold on. Okay. And this is the damage from my first
Mhm.
attack. So, big 6 points.
6 damage.
That-
Okay, so you do so what that is you do an attack that lands and then successfully lever it down onto the ground at prone, which means you're still grappling
Let's
it.
say that I just go hacking at the ankle, trip it up, use its force, coming from behind, and it lands flat on its face.
I am going to roll a couple of dexterity saving throws. One of the mercenaries is like trapped under it as it falls onto him, because it's they're surrounding it on all sides that you're not. Another one is able to like throw his weapons away. So one of them, as is like it's like crushed under this huge force. Your next attack, you have 2 more weapon attacks you can take because of haste, and those will be taken with advantage because it's prone.
And I'm just gonna double up my fist and start pounding. So I'm just gonna go bang, 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 bang.
These are just normal unarmed attacks.
Yeah, but because yes, they are.
Okay. They're not magical.
I have a huge strength modifier, man.
They're not magical, so they're not going to do any damage, unfortunately. But I love it. I love that you're just wailing on it.
Wasn't around Arlie.
Yeah.
Arlie had the big discovery.
Literally punching stone. I love it. Yeah. So give me 2 more attack rolls with advantage on that sword, on that prone
I'll notice as soon
golem.
as I hit him these 2 times. But,
Yeah, and we'll just say that all the punches land, but you're just killing it. Oh shoot, that is a good point. Luckily, he already hit. Flanking gives you advantage on an attack, which you would have gotten because it's surrounded by enemies. So you would have gotten advantage on that first attack, but you already succeeded on it as well. And because we're getting bogged down already in mechanics, I'm just going to keep going.
So I got a 19 with the second attack with the sword.
19 hits.
Hit. Yeah. That bless isn't with damage though, right? It's just for the attack.
Just for the
right?
to hit. Yeah, just for the to hit.
And what did you say? Because it's down now, I get it's with advantage.
You roll to hit with advantage. So you could, even though you hit the flanking, we're just going to move past because of timing. But you can roll to see if you get a critical on this and the next one.
Okay.
But you do hit with a 19.
And here's the damage: 12 on that one. And this
Okay.
will be this will just be the nat 20 check. No.
Cool.
Okay. And then the final attack with the sword. 23.
23. That's to hit. Yeah. And you can, and that's with, and you'd roll that with advantage as well.
Not yet.
Yeah. Slash
Roll here.
punch. Punching stone like some
Damage.
Shaolin
Nat
monk.
20 check. No.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so that's it. So that's
All
big.
right.
That's Elric's big move.
With that, I mean, this golem has been tripped. It is prone. All melee attacks against it are now going to have advantage. You've seen Aelric fight so elegantly with his size, with multiple weapons. He is now slashing and just, even without a weapon in his hand, there's still strikes coming in. They don't seem to be doing much, but this is now, this golem looks pretty damaged. This is like a bloodied condition under half health. And that's going to be your turn. That ends your turn, Aelric.
Yeah.
Moving us to
To be clear,
June. Yeah.
I'm right on its back. I'm just like right on.
Yeah. Just on top of it. I love this. This is crazy. Aelric's just like angry at statues. Aelric has an issue with like rocks.
Nope.
What did rocks do to you, man? Juniper, you're up.
Well, I want to bust out a pretty heavy spell, but I can't tell if it's overkill. Like, is this thing? Do we have this in the bag? Should I keep it like low level and not use the resources?
Only you can, unless you want to ask in character.
Elric, is it nearly dead? I'm about to unleash all-knowing hell. Or, what's your read? You've got it in your arms, so perhaps you have a more intimate read of the situation?
End this thing.
All right.
Okay.
That's good.
Power word touch.
Alright. No, I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Cool.
Which is okay. So I will read you that spell. So, you call for spirits to protect you. They flit around you to a distance of 15 feet for the duration. If you're good, which I am, their spectral form appears angelic or fey. So I am going to make them look like Kender Fey, like just a bunch of Kender Fey, like appear to party around Arlie.
Nice.
Like decadently, just like, I don't know how I don't know what the Kender drink out of, but like the fancy one, it's a party around her.
Other people's cups.
Other people's cups. Yes, exactly. Someone has like a number one teacher,
Best dad cups, clearly stolen cups. This is all. They're just like.
That's
Yeah.
Harold.
I will go best dad cup.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Louisa puts it out of frame, and it's now in one of the hands of the spirit kender. This glass cup. Thank you.
Exactly. So they're just aggressively partying and okay, bludgeoning in their respective. Okay, when you cast a spell, you designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. So I designate all my allies.
Cool.
And then the creatures that I want to affect, like the golem, speed is halved. So I'm trying to like deal
Okay.
with the fact that it's got haste on it.
Yeah.
So speed is going to be halved, and then it'll need to take a wisdom saving throw. And on a failed save, we'll do 3d8 radiant damage.
Okay. Wisdom save. Nat 20. 19. Does a 19 beat the save?
My save is 16,
Okay.
so it does. Okay.
Does that half damage then, or
half damage? It'll be half.
cool? Arlie, I'll tell you now because it's happened. This is the first time that it's actually needed to happen. Another feature. This is also Arlie's. This is something we've said kind of off air, but is a funny feature of Arlie being like the emissary of Zivelin, like the god of all wisdom and knowledge. She also kind of consciously exists through all perforations of realities and timelines. And so what often appears as kind of clueless or distracted is because she has seen and is seeing kind of all facts. So she kind of, but her Kender brain can't really take it at all times. So that's why it's like, but that's what was happening. No, wait, that didn't happen. That happened in this alternate reality where you were a fish. Arlie, you also remember clay golems have a magic resistance. Mechanically, they are allowed to roll with advantage against magical effects. But it is
Interpreted the earlier information from the damage immunities. I
It-
thought that magic. I totally thought that magic was a shoo-in.
no. I mean, it's
Good damage.
still does damage. Like it gets to roll with advantage against like saving throws against spells. Things it's not immune to magic damage. So
Right.
it saved that.
Thought it was weak to magic damage.
No.
So at max, that's gonna be like, so half the radiant damage, half 13
Is 6.
divided by half, rounded down to 6.
Cool. So 6
The
radiant
fact that
damage.
This will happen every round.
It is in a Moonbeam and Spirit Guardian. So without moving, which it won't move because Harold is holding it, it is just taking constant damage.
And I don't know. I think its speed is still halved. Like I think that.
Oh, cool.
I still managed to negate the haste.
Yeah.
Vicabar, if you want to weigh in.
That makes sense.
You know
As
what's
long
gonna
as it's-
happen, though?
As long as it's grappled, its
Thing's gonna
speed is
try to
still
get out of
0.
being prone, and it's going to take double boom blade, so it's going to about to be
Yeah.
grim for that little thing.
Yeah, it just says an effect. Speed is halved in the area. That's not save related. So.
Cool. So its speed is halved. Yeah. If there's no saving throw, it works.
So much damage, but it's not hasted, even though it was grappled. So anyway, we continue to try.
We continue to
That was
try.
my action.
That was your action.
I don't think I have a bonus action because I would do another spell, but I can't, and I can't attack as a bonus action. So, oh, I'll taunt it. No, I won't. Yes, I will. No, I won't. Bonus action, I could taunt it. Yeah, I'm gonna taunt it. Okay. So Harley's gonna be like, you think you're all that big pile of rocks, so big, shiny, scary pile of rocks. Well, we will literally hug you into the ground until you can move no more, and then, ideally, reveal to us whatever horrible secrets you keep. Why are you made of fire in the middle? Ridiculous. So,
The head just turns up what would be a face towards the Kender. Its head is almost like probably the size of your torso plus your head. Yeah.
okay, so wisdom saving throw again.
Cool. It has a very bad wisdom. And this is not a magical effect because it's your Kender ability. 1.
That's right. A large dragon is hugging you into submission. And you are not going to make it. So, basically, it now has disadvantage on attack rolls against everyone but me.
Cool. And you're not even in melee range. You're just like pointing at it.
I am.
Oh, you did?
I am in melee range.
Well, it's 15 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in. Okay, cool.
Sorry, that was the point. I have to be in order for Spirit Guardians to have done anything. And for my mace, I attacked it with a mace last
Right, you
time.
attacked with a mace, so that's why you're there. Yeah.
So I'm supposed to be. If I haven't moved my token accurately,
Yeah.
then let's move her.
No, that makes
And
sense.
it did fall forward, so it's probably.
It fell back onto those mercenaries. We're gonna have Legion go, and then we're gonna take our bio break after Legion's turn.
Put it in the ground, Legion.
Yeah, so Legion is gonna enter melee range and kind of like not actively shove other mercenaries out of the way or not do anything, but Legion just kind of barrels forward.
Love it.
Come what may. And so with the great sword, it'll just be 2 attacks, but for flavor, I think it's like a slash to the head and then shield knock. We're getting sword and buckler styles into a thrust overhead into
Cool.
the face.
Sweet. And these were weapons that came with the transformation into your form, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're magical.
Oh, that's exciting. I didn't even know that.
Because they were created by your eternal godly energy.
Well, like that only makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta roll. Oh my god, where do I go?
2 attacks.
Yeah, and don't forget you get advantage on those.
Yeah, because it's prone.
Yes.
Double advantage. Double rainbow.
And
Oh my
are you
God.
blessed? Were you under the bless? Don't forget that too.
The bless was
Yes.
Aelric, Thad, and Harold.
Oh, okay. Then no. Just kidding. I think I'm gonna have to roll this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll this on my.
Whichever. All this technology and it
Um,
makes everything slower.
Yes. Oh god. Okay. 2d6 plus 3. 2. Plus 3. That's one of them.
That's your damage. Did you roll to hit?
Oh right. Hold on. Sorry. Right. Okay.
That's
hold
all
on.
good. Yeah, so you get to roll 2 times with advantage for your 2 attacks.
What am I rolling? What is my attack bonus? I am.
That's a good question. Let's open it up. Plus 3. Is that right? Plus 6. Plus 6 is your. You roll plus 6 to hit.
Okay, so that's bad on the first one, but we've got advantage, so we're gonna go to the second one.
An 8
Wow,
and a 9.
rolling real bad.
Oh, damn. This is one of those more like, you could totally hit it. It's very easy to hit, but there's also this guy you're not trying to hit, a dragon creature on top, and like wings are getting in the way, and there are aborted attacks just because of this grapple. Shoot it! Shoot it!
You attack, right?
Yeah.
Pardon? Those are. Oh right. you're
That
right.
was your roll with advantage. So you hit on, so you miss on the first
Right,
attack,
right.
but you still get 24 hits. But you can try to get the roll again just to see if you crit.
No.
Okay, so you hit with one of those two attacks, 24.
I would say the slash. It's like I'm like trying to avoid everything, and
Mm-hmm.
the shield knock like holds its face in place.
Nice,
So I'm going to like just try and stab it.
nice. Yeah, yeah. Stop
while
moving.
I'm holding its face down. Yeah.
Excellent. And roll that damage for that second attack.
I mean, I guess I rolled earlier by accident. So do we want to just take that?
Sure. 11.
11, but I am going to use my divine smite to deal an extra 2d8. I think Helm's just like annoyed now, you know? So it's like
Paladins,
it's
divine
like-
smites. I love it.
emanating light from that.
Stop moving.
That is 2d8 to the target. Yes,
Another 3.
easily.
All right. There you go. Quite a lot of damage. It's looking like, yeah, we're at about definitely less than half. Significantly less than half. Anything else for your turn?
No, but I am because of that. I am close by. I'd like to be like within 5 feet of the other people, but not in the beam.
Fully. Yeah, that makes sense. As a large creature, it technically takes up like a 10-foot diameter. So it's like the moonbeam is filling, is like fully over it, and everyone who's standing within striking distance around it is just outside of that. But with the end of, except for you who's on top of it and like just fully engaged. Yeah.
Wailing on it.
Absolutely wailing on it. With the end of Legion's turn, we're going to take our little bio break. It's 9:24 by my clock, so 10 minutes is 9:34. And I'm going to pop us over to our little credits.
Welcome to Solamnia, the Banal era. 350 years after the great cataclysm tore asunder the very fabric of existence, erasing the divine and the draconic from reality. The ingenuity of the gnomes, undimmed by the cataclysm, has given birth to a new era of technological marvels. Steam and steel blended with the arcane. With no more divine influence, Solamnia's social tapestry has rewoven. The once fragmented races of humans, elves, halflings, orcs, and kenda have found a harmonious coexistence, freed from the manipulations of their now absent gods. The Solamnic Knights, paragons of honor and duty, stand as the unflinching guardians of peace. Forsaking personal claims to power, these knights embody an unwavering commitment to justice, serving as a beacon of hope and stability in a world still healing from its past wounds. The government of Solamnia is comprised of 3 equal branches. The House of Lords, representatives from the noble class, who still own most of the land and soldiers. The Grand Solamnic Parliaments, consisting of local representatives elected by the people to serve in provincial and federal capitals. It is worth noting that the Solamnic Knights are funded by the Parliament and sworn to honor and protect its decisions. The Arcane Triumvirate are the 3rd branch. 1 mage representative from each tower. These 3 are the only magic wielders allowed in government. In the arcane spheres, the towers of high sorcery reign absolute. These custodians of magical knowledge wield their authority with a solemn gravity, ensuring that the arcane remains a controlled and respected force. Mages, bound by the tower's edicts, are stripped of land, title, or office. Their presence in Banal Court's a subtle reminder of the balance between political and raw power. Transformed by necessity, the Order of Clerics, once divine emissaries, now traverse a world devoid of their gods. From their stronghold in the Cleric's Tower, amidst the Kenda-controlled Western Plains, they have adapted to their new role as legal solicitors, notaries, and arbiters, their sacred rituals replaced by the intricacies of contract and law. It is in this waxing era of arcane technical wonders that the winds suddenly shift, carrying with them rumors of dark powers rising in the east. Welcome to Solamnia, the Banal era. 350 years after the great cataclysm tore asunder the very fabric of existence, erasing the divine and the draconic from reality. The ingenuity of the gnomes, undimmed by the cataclysm, has given birth to a new era of technological marvels, steam and steel blended with the arcane. With no more divine influence, Solamnia's social tapestry has rewoven. The once fragmented races of humans, elves, halflings, orcs, and Kenda have found a harmonious coexistence, freed from the manipulations of their now absent gods. The Solamnic Knights, paragons of honor and duty, stand as the unflinching guardians of peace. Forsaking personal claims to power, these knights embody an unwavering commitment to justice, serving as a beacon of hope and stability in a world still healing from its past wounds. The government of Solamnia is comprised of 3 equal branches: the House of Lords, representatives from the noble class, who still own most of the land and soldiers; the Grand Solamnic Parliaments, consisting of local representatives elected by the people to serve in provincial and federal capitals. It is worth noting that the Solamnic Knights are funded by the Parliament and sworn to honor and protect its decisions. The Arcane Triumvirate are the 3rd branch, 1 mage representative from each tower. These 3 are the only magic wielders allowed in government. In the arcane spheres, the towers of high sorcery reign absolute. These custodians of magical knowledge wield their authority with a solemn gravity, ensuring that the arcane remains a controlled and respected force. Mages, bound by the tower's edicts, are stripped of land, title, or office. Their presence in Banal Court's a subtle reminder of the balance between political and raw power. Transformed by necessity, the Order of Clerics, once divine emissaries, now traverse a world devoid of their gods. From their stronghold in the Cleric's Tower, amidst the Kenda-controlled Western Plains, they have adapted to their new role as legal solicitors, notaries, and arbiters, their sacred rituals replaced by the intricacies of contract and law. It is in this waxing era of arcane technical wonders that the winds suddenly shift, carrying with them rumors of dark powers rising in the east. Welcome to Solamnia, the Banal era. 350 years after the great cataclysm tore asunder the very fabric of existence, erasing the divine and the draconic from reality. The ingenuity of the gnomes, undimmed by the cataclysm, has given birth to a new era of technological marvels. Steam and steel blended with the arcane. With no more divine influence, Solamnia's social tapestry has rewoven. The once fragmented races of humans, elves, halflings, orcs, and kenda have found a harmonious coexistence, freed from the manipulations of their now absent gods. The Solamnic Knights, paragons of honor and duty, stand as the unflinching guardians of peace. Forsaking personal claims to power, these knights embody an unwavering commitment to justice, serving as a beacon of hope and stability in a world still healing from its past wounds. The government of Solamnia is comprised of 3 equal branches. The House of Lords, representatives from the noble class, who still own most of the land and soldiers. The Grand Solamnic Parliaments, consisting of local representatives elected by the people to serve in provincial and federal capitals. It is worth noting that the Solamnic Knights are funded by the Parliament and sworn to honor and protect its decisions. The Arcane Triumvirate are the 3rd branch. 1 mage representative from each tower. These 3 are the only magic wielders allowed in government. In the arcane spheres, the towers of high sorcery reign absolute. These custodians of magical knowledge wield their authority with a solemn gravity, ensuring that the arcane remains a controlled and respected force. Mages, bound by the tower's edicts, are stripped of land, title, or office. Their presence in banal courts a subtle reminder of the balance between political and raw power. Transformed by necessity, the Order of Clerics, once divine emissaries, now traverse a world devoid of their gods. From their stronghold in the Cleric's Tower, amidst the Kenda-controlled Western Plains, they have adapted to their new role as legal solicitors, notaries, and arbiters, their sacred rituals replaced by the intricacies of contract and law. It is in this waxing era of arcane technical wonders that the winds suddenly shift, carrying with them rumors of dark powers rising in the east. Welcome to Solamnia, the Banal Era, 350 years after the great cataclysm tore asunder the very fabric of existence, erasing the divine and the draconic from reality. The ingenuity of the gnomes, undimmed by the cataclysm, has given birth to a new era of technological marvels. Steam and steel blended with the arcane. With no more divine influence, Solamnia's social tapestry has rewoven. The once fragmented races of humans, elves, halflings, orcs, and kenda have found a harmonious coexistence, freed from the manipulations of their now absent gods.
Or like
All right, we're back. We're back. We are back in the middle of combat. We know where we are. It's only been 12 seconds, I think, in real time. Things are moving fast. We're gonna, as I'm describing what's happening, I'm also going to be rolling for our NPCs. This golem creature rose out of the ground. Harold created some fog to hide himself. Aelric charged head first, as one does, as a Dragonborn does. Thad also charged head first, maybe remembering a little too much his barbarian history, and quickly realized that while a barbarian can run in and hurt anything, sometimes a mage can't. and took a bit of a hit, but is still doing fine. Arlie figured out the identity of this creature, and it is now under 2 constant magical effects: a moonbeam firing into the sky, and a bunch of spiritual Kender running around with stolen cups, smashing them onto the golem's head. And then when they come back around, they seem to have new stolen cups. A lot of the mercenaries are kind of finding lost cups on their persons. Speaking of the mercenaries, they tried to surround the creature and just attacked it with no effect. One of them got his leg crushed under it falling by Aelric's shove. He has now pulled himself to safety with the help of some of his friends. The leg looks pretty wrecked. Not something he could walk on at this point. And Squeak Noir is standing between the ears of the lead horse of this contingent of light cavalry, whispering sweet nothings and restraint into its ears. It is now Squeak Noir's turn again. Does he want to do anything? Gonna keep that? Yeah. So they're gonna just, at this point, they're kind of like fanning out a little bit out of their linear marching line, but still maintaining a safe distance. Bringing us back to the top of the order with Harold. And a new song, because why not?
Harold's going to do exactly what he did before, which is to dash in, take a shot at the creature, and dash right back out. So I will roll my attack.
Yeah. And you get that advantage because it's prone. 25 hits.
Great. I will roll damage.
That's 8.
Damage,
8 damage.
Plus sneak attack. 5.
So minus
46 is not a
13.
big deal, but I'll take it.
13 damage.
The suboptimal roll there. Yeah, that's it for Harold.
Awesome. Bringing us to Thad.
I'm going to step out of the fog. I am going to cast Magic Missile at 2nd level. And that's 4. Right, yeah, it's 4 1d4 plus 1. Eight force damage.
8 force damage. That works. What does that look like? These are magic missiles?
Outside, out of the top of my staff, or like an energy shoots up through my staff, through my arm, and from my fingertip, it's like 4, in quick succession, 4 orbs of light, but they don't take like direct paths to the like golem. They don't move in like exactly straight lines. Mm-hmm. It's like whenever those like little cruise missiles all like, you know, in like Iron Man or something, they all go like up and then they all like come in once they have enough altitude to directly hit. So that's what the 4 sort of zip up together and then shoot towards the target without missing.
Right, and unerring in their accuracy, moving around the squirming Aelric.
Them guaranteed hits, and then I step back into the fog.
And you were outside of range already, right? Yeah. So
I moved back last turn. I took an opportunity attack and I used shield. So I ran into the fog cloud, so nothing weird could happen while I'm maintaining concentration. So I run out, get visual contact, cast those magic missiles, and then I bounce back into the fog, and that's my turn.
Nice. I'm just gonna check here. This it's just going to attack. So it's going to get 3 attacks on Oh, wait a minute. I need to roll a d6. No. Okay.
Don't forget to make it save.
Oh my God. Yeah. There's 2 saves it's going to make. So there's the Moonbeam save, and then it has to make a Spiritual Guardian save, right? So the Moonbeam save is a Constitution save, and the Spirit Guardian is a Wisdom save. Is that right? With advantage, it gets a 12 on the Constitution save and a 10 on the Wisdom save. So I think it fails both.
Well, for
And don't forget
for
all of its
sure.
attacks are on disadvantage right now.
Right. Thank you. So give me those rolls on those ongoing magical effects. So that's 5 damage from
Wow,
the Moonbeam.
what a time.
How much from the Spiritual Guardians, Claire?
Do you want me to roll?
Yeah. It failed its Wisdom save. For the Spiritual Guardians?
Oh, sick. Clicking. I'm clicking it. I guess I don't click cast again. How do
No,
I...
you just like whatever the damage roll it says. 10. Okay. And it failed it, so it takes full damage. Is there any other ongoing damage? Whew. It is as
Move.
unless it moves, but it's not it can't move. As it's just subjected to this onslaught of magical energy, chunks of stone are starting to fall off of it, and as it's swinging and just slamming, kind of like the way that an otter breaks a clam on its belly, if you've seen that. It's just like smashing its fist down on itself, hitting Aelric, as Aelric's trying to pin it down. As each impact goes down and tries to hit Aelric here, I'm going to roll in a second, pieces of it are falling off. It is on death's door, but it did not die before being able to make these 3 attacks. Does a 17... right, that was with advantage. I'm going to re-roll that.
Oh, wait, hold on. Also, because I'm wielding a shield, a creature when a creature I can see attacks a target other than me within 5 feet, I can use my reaction to impose a disadvantage. Can I double?
Okay.
disadvantage, or is it...
You can't double disadvantage, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, good.
But disadvantage. So the first attack with disadvantage is 17.
22. You need a 22 to hit me.
Need a 22 to hit. I don't know if it's going to get
because
that.
of the armor enchantment that Sam did, and that I'm still under haste.
Amazing. So Aelric, how do you avoid / not take damage as it is just wailing down on you? And like with each impact, there's an explosion of small stones as it's like losing the magical force that is holding it together is failing. So it's like just starting to come apart as it's making these all attacks fail.
Well, it's odd. He just tries. Elric is trying to just like dodge, but what ends up happening is he goes aloft a little bit, and comes back down, kind of unintendedly. He kind of just like lofts out and then lands, and lofts out and lands. So his movements are a little bit different than he's even used to. But again, like everything else under the auspice of these new wings, it doesn't feel unnatural. It's just something he didn't plan.
Sweet.
Consciously, right?
Yeah, very cool. And that leaves you your turn next. That's everything it can do.
Well, if it ain't broke, so I'm gonna keep swinging at it.
Give it to me.
Do you make that save first?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Thank you.
Sorry.
Constitution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also have this blast on me, so let me get this. Let me get this on here real fast. Did it roll? It did not roll.
Nope.
Did it roll?
4.
There,
Boom.
+4.
Oh,
on this.
nice.
Yeah, let's save here.
Half the battle.
21.
21.
Nice.
21.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
Take 1 damage. Amazing.
Hell yeah. Take that all day. Alright, let's go for this thing here. Alright. 4 plus. What? God dang. Okay. This die 20 is going to be plus. I maxed out on my pluses. This is going to be +9 on this attack roll because of that blast.
Jeez.
Oh, I didn't get it. That's
And a
horrible.
12. A 12 does not hit. So just.
That's okay.
Pling.
okay.
I mean, at this point, at this range. Oh, was that what this was that with advantage though?
No, that's it. Yeah, that's what I still have to roll it again because I have advantage.
Because you have advantage.
Right. 23.
There you go. All right. Roll your damage.
He says. Ten.
Amazing. And my mouse has died. And tell me, Aelric, how you do this.
Oh. Okay. So on that last loft. So every time he comes up and he comes down just a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. And then on that third one, he comes down, spins the sword in his hands, point first in that weak spot that the golem's made on itself, and just lands feet first into that, plunging that thing straight down into the opening that the golem had created on itself, looking for the piercing of all of that.
Amazing. As you find the point finds its way in between some of those stones, pushes them apart, and this is your magical weapon that does specifically quite a lot of damage to inanimate objects. And as you pierce the magical heart of this clay golem, ending whatever magic that brought it back to life, it becomes inanimate, and in that object, the final thrust of your sword just basically sends fissures through all of it, and it explodes like a wine glass under frequency. Dust and shards just leaving behind pieces that are not recognizable as humanoid. And with that, we are. You are standing ankle deep in rubble, and with that, we are out of combat. I assume everyone drops their super damaging people spells, but we are out of combat.
Right. My God, Elric, you absolutely hugged that pile of rubble into a pile of rubble. Well done. Harold, that was key, instrumental. Damn. We did all right.
Squeak Noir runs off the horse and over to Aelric and bows before you and says, my lands, they sing songs of deeds such as this. I will see to it that one is sung of yours. I'm honored.
Amazing. And then Arlie goes and cheers Squeak Noir with a suspicious mug. Seems to have gotten from there.
Yeah, all of a sudden this is random. Where did this come from?
World's best captain.
Elric looks to Legion, says, "Thank you for joining the fight."
Legion looks a little slumpy, maybe a little mopey. And lets out a large sigh. The armor is intact and fine, but I am rusty. Perhaps it was the right decision for me to be kept at bay for so long after all. And he takes like a few steps away from the rest of the party to sulk.
Pursue. Can I pursue this
Aelric
moment,
calls
Coy?
out to the fog. Thad!
Yeah.
All clear!
I drop haste. You suddenly feel terrible.
As a wave of lethargy just suddenly hits Aelric.
For 6 seconds, you can't like. For 6 seconds, you're just out of it. Can't move. Can't take any action. Can't do anything. It's terrible.
Just that wave of one of those days when you're like, go, 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 got this, I totally got this, and then you do that sit down and you're like, okay, I just need to, and all of a sudden, I need a breath there. As the mercenaries are helping up their friend, and the horses are starting to like come a little closer with their mounted retinue, we follow just to the side as Arlie pursues a retreating to sulk legion.
Hell, what is your problem? What is your deal? Forgive me. I am a bit foggy on your introduction to our group, and I don't understand why you aren't reveling at the opportunity to smite that which is bad. That's the entirety of your deal. Like, and I say this as an alkalite and reverent worshipper of Zivlin, the god of knowledge, and all that is like. I mean, knowledge is relatively neutral. Zivlin is good, but you are absolutely in alignment with that which is good and needs smiting. Why are you dragging your heels to come to our aid?
Helm is looking extra sulky, and he goes, I was useful once before, and people took me for granted, and I came back and everyone had forgotten about me. And you, it's almost as if you weren't here to remember my rant from earlier this morning.
In fairness, I actually blocked it out. It was really loud. I can't stand loud sounds. If you want to go again, tell me the full notes. Just a quick point by point. But of course everyone's forgotten you. Everyone's forgotten everything. It's been 300 years since we've seen hide or hair. Hide or hair.
I kept my head down. I asked for little from the mortals. And how did they thank me? By locking me away. Well, right then, it was a heavy burden to bear on my own, so I took a little nap. And you know what? It was nice. Nice not to have to meddle in other people's affairs and carry their weight and always be in the pursuit of justice. There was no reward for it other than the satisfaction that it would bring my followers, and I didn't even have that left. And so I've agreed I will keep my end of the bargain, but you'll excuse me. I'm not feeling in a celebratory mood right now, and it seems as if my full strength is not back. I'm still waking up, but I don't intend to be awake for much longer.
Well, you have spoken the key Kender words. Take a nap. Oh, we do love our naps. And I just shout over to Thad. What the hell is our tri-state accent? Sam, can you just like clock me in? I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's like here, you know, it's down sort of, you know, this Kender is just sort of any sort of street urchin-y. Like you could be, I'm not good at the Jersey thing. I sort of hang out somewhere between like Bronx and Brooklyn. That's sort of where it's at.
I'm Canadian. I don't have that, but Dad, don't we love our naps? Don't we love our naps? It's just out of context, just shouted at you, up to Thad's discretion to respond.
Thad just flips you the bird as he walks to read the stuff on the obelisk or
And
whatever.
To be honest, Helm, I'm about to flip you the bird. Oh, sorry, I'll switch. Right, so, Helm, it's totally normal. It's, the Kender in me salutes, absolutely, your desire to nap and honors it intimately. Nap for 300 years, but you're fucking back now. You're back. And of course the world doesn't remember you. The world doesn't remember any of the gods. And as far as I know, I'm unlucky mortal to be cursed with the knowledge that some of them are still awake and still watching and still listening. And as far as I can tell, this terribly ragtag group has found itself in the possession of yourself and your consciousness, and it is either our imperative to revive you or have you sleep forever. And if you'd like to weigh in on that choice, you're welcome to. Personally, my leaning is to wake you all up, but if you have an opinion on that, if Helm, the century of justice, the century of what is good, and I get that you're not motivated by good so much as you are motivated by what is balanced and righteous. And I get that is not a joyful path. But if you really would like to sleep forever, well, hell, we can make it happen. But we have a couple. Zivlin is awake and is vehemently against Takesis, and that is another one who is awake. And if you have a small window of time to be conscious and awake for, then what do you want to do with that time? And we'll listen to you, we'll take you seriously, and thank you for your help against this large pile of rocks. But I am sad to hear that you are dragging your feet.
Wow. I didn't realize this was a sadness competition.
I would make anything into a competition, honestly. I think it's the best way to bring out the spirit of game in everything.
Well, that sounds kind of fun.
Thank you! Yes, it can be fun. So, in this competition...
In a sad kind of way. Helm is determined to win this competition.
Helen, you will win if you want. I mean, we will take your crystal and destroy it if you no longer want to be anything anymore. But the world is missing exactly what you bring. And yes, your order has fallen, and yes, I don't believe you have any alkalites left. That doesn't mean you can't find those, again, who resonate with what you resonate with.
I have lost hope that I will find those who align with me exactly. My intention is to go back to sleep, but I will help you these next 2.5 days, and we shall see where we end up.
Would you like me with any lasting instructions? Unfortunately, my conscious awareness will last at least another day, possibly not longer than that. Is there any, I do flit between realms. It's terrible. I think being chosen by Zivlin is a bit of a curse, but...
Meow.
Oh, you know everything, don't you? It must be nice. He knows everything, and he knows what I don't know, and it's infuriating, because he can't speak in this realm. La 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 la, sure he can't. Anyway.
Meow.
Helm looks over. He's nice.
Oh my god, you can understand.
Very, like, one very metal finger brushes cat.
But Helm, we, as this sad little party, I mean, sorry, we're not really sad, they're not listening. The point is that we have an inordinate amount of power over the gods at present because we have you all stacked in this sort of construct. And if you don't want to play, you don't have to, but thank you for showing up. And what would it be like if you showed up more? What would it Look, do you need an order? Do you need me to go and find you a bunch of righteous zealots? Because I can do that. I actually know a bunch.
No.
They're at the tower. Okay.
I need you to stop talking.
That is a very freaking.
I'm gonna say that we actually just pop over to Thad as like that is the one order that Arlie cannot follow. So it's like that's kind of the like I need to stop talking. She's like, well, and then we just cut over to Thad as she keeps talking, and that kind of engagement continues. Thad, you're going to investigate this large gate. Mechanical
Sure.
device.
As I get close to it, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself. I
Mhm.
sort of take the tip of my staff and like I touch it to each one of my eyes as I go up to. Because you said, I believe last session that there was ruins inscribed on
Yeah.
it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
I
can
wanna
give
go
me
and
a
discern to see
Arcana
what
check.
I can glean magically from this. And I'm gonna add a D4. 14.
With a 14. With a 14, you can tell that it is some sort of deactivated arcane device. It pools a huge amount of power, but not necessarily kind of power like with in terms of like kind of a ley line type of power, like a power of physical space as opposed to there's different ways to view power like brightness or heat. Both are different forms of energy. This is not the type of energy that is like dangerous necessarily. It's like almost like an arcane gravity well, or like it's connected to or pulling from ley lines. You think that it could be potentially reactivated.
But I don't get the sense that if I react. Two follow-up questions.
Mhm.
Do I get a sense that if I reactivate it, I'll have a better idea of what it does? And do I get the sense that we would be in any immediate danger if I tried to reactivate it?
Give me a straight wisdom check.
Just a straight wisdom check.
Yeah.
8.
Matt. So the thing about magic is like, it's kind of like looking at a car and not knowing if a car is dangerous. You're like, if I got this car running, would it be dangerous? You're like, well, depends where you're standing when the car is running. And it depends where your hand is when you get the engine moving. Anything can be dangerous if you hold it wrong. It doesn't seem like a weapon.
If it doesn't seem like a weapon, I'm going to start the... Do I feel like I could start the process of turning this thing on from where I'm standing, or is the structure that I would need to turn it on buried still in the sand?
No, you could do it from anywhere. Like I'm saying that at this point, what we're looking at as our little mood board is kind of what we're seeing. Just your proximity has kind of activated it and drawn it up and out.
So I'm gonna take more like I want to take more than a normal skill check time to start figuring out how I would turn this on. So I think that we can bump over to see what's going on with Elric.
Amazing. We're gonna pop over to Harold. He's next in queue, and then Elric.
So Harold is going to look around and go looking for Dilk. As he passes Arlie, who's still probably talking Helm's ear off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like a.
Yeah, he will stop and say, Juniper, that over there looks like he's about to do something stupid. You mind going and intercepting that?
Wait.
Thank you. And Harold just kind of gives a nod to Helm, but otherwise gives Helm space. And I
Helm
want to
nods a
look-
tacit thank you.
I want to look for Dilk.
You're going to go. Sorry, what was it you're going to do?
I'm looking for Dilk.
You're looking for Dilk. Give me a. What would be a perception check?
I'll tell you what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to roll persuasion.
Two.
I'm going to say, Dilk, I know you're out there. I'm not going to hit ya. Come out. We should probably talk about this.
Awesome. I'm just gonna roll. Yeah, give me a persuasion roll.
14.
Out of the couple dozen horses, some of them have been moving over with Aelric, and we'll get to him in a second to look at kind of the remainder of the damage, specifically this one wounded mercenary. Comes an unbridled horse. Looks similar to the other ones, but it hasn't been kitted out with saddle or bridle or anything else. And it comes up to you and gives a little.
Dilk, what happened?
And it nods its head and hits at the dirt and shakes his big face.
Harold reaches into his bag and retrieves an apple and is just holding it. He's not eating it, you know? And he says, Dilk, you said you wanted to be a part of the party, but this is the second time now. We need to talk about this.
The horse is big nostrils the size of this apple, coming down, smelling it as his big lips try to take a little bite there.
I pull it away.
It rears back again.
Now, if I give you this apple, Dilk, are you going to turn back into a man so we can have a chat?
Give me a animal handling. No, give me insight check. Give me an insight check or animal handling. You can do either one.
Well, on an animal handling check.
Yeah, I mean, it's being obstinate for sure. The horse that you're assuming very quite obviously is Dilk is just being obstinate. It kicks its front feet a little bit, rears back, not like in an aggressive way, but in like a frustrated horse way. And if it was a dog right now, it probably would have sat down. Just kind of stands there and stares at you.
Harold just stays making eye contact with this creature that doesn't have Gothic vision. So it's kind of hard to do because it can only really look at me through one of its two
like
eyes.
shifting one and then the other.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave you at this standoff for a second, but yeah,
Making eye contact, FYI.
yeah. We're gonna come back to you. I'm gonna pop over to Aelric. Aelric, you're going to check on this mercenary who, as you go and find him, everyone gives you space basically wherever you go. This is a general thing that you've noticed around all mammals, but specifically the ones that have, respect this new title of Duke. The mercenary has his leg crushed to about mid-thigh, knee fully, not working, bone probably shattered, multiple places. They're feeding him, liquor and trying to deal with his pain, but he's in quite a lot of pain.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the mechanics of healing is, but I'm going to be using all 4 charges of my seed. So I don't know if that actually just replaces hit points or that actually just magically brings the leg back to life.
I'm just going to remind you because this is something you probably remember, but this emblem of Zivlin only works on the chosen of Zivlin. So this was something that you tried very early on with another person. It only works on members of the party, those who are like part of the chosen of Zivlin. So when you attempted it like in real world time, like over a year ago on an NPC, and what it did was it just basically like grew the plants around the NPC. It didn't actually help them. This person's leg was crushed when
All right, so
Aelric knocked the golem over onto this person.
yeah, he missed his dex check. So
Yeah.
then Aelric leans down to the soldier and looks at the leg, looks at the soldier, and says, "I'll be right back with some help." And he goes back up and starts heading towards Arlie.
Okay, so Arlie, you're going to make a decision and tell me in the chat. You can either go towards Thad or Aelric is intercepting you to go help this mercenary. So I'm going to come back around to you in a second. You're going to have a decision to make as to which direction you're going. As we move back around to the standoff at Herald, we're going to stop by as the camera kind of zooms down to the dirt level where the cat is cleaning itself, and resting on the cat like it's his steed is a little rat with a hat and a feather in it.
Yes. It was the beginning of an incredible friendship, my friend.
And the two of them, we just kind of continue to pan away from little Squeak Noir and the cat as they're, living their own little small heroic life. Harold, or actually, I'm going to just ask Helm, is there anything that you're wanting to do, or you're kind of hoping, you're just like looking for a quiet time?
Yeah, I think that Helm is like still sulking and maybe hasn't noticed the injured people yet.
No, that's fine.
So I'm just
Yeah.
kind of slumped.
Just slumped.
Zone.
We return to the standoff with Harold. And because of a poor roll, it is continuing to be a standoff. I'm going to continue to come back. Unless you want to do anything.
A little
Yeah.
bit suspicious that even
Yeah.
Dilk would be this weird. Can I make a perception check to see if I have the right animal?
Yeah.
It seems a bit extreme.
Yeah.
Okay, 11, so this probably continues.
Yeah, this is just like an awkward standoff with this bareback horse and Harold and the little halfling. Arlie, do you have a decision? As you're moving towards Thad, who's starting to do some arcane preparation in front of this large, this is a massive gate, probably 50 feet high, or between 50 and 100 feet high. And Aelric's coming to get you to deal with the screaming person that you hear. You have a choice.
Oh my god. Okay, so the relic that I haven't clocked is 50 feet high and is a spire?
The image on the screen, like the battle map. That was the battle map.
My god.
Yeah.
That's not just flavor. That's a thing that we see. This was the point of interest that we were directed towards. We came here. That is messing about with it. And,
Correct.
Or, from
Yeah.
an arcane perspective.
Yeah.
And Aelric is coming to get me to.
Yeah.
And we can't use Seeds of Zivlin on extra people.
On anyone who is not a chosen of Zivlin. And that is your party.
Great. Then, if I had a healing potion in my inventory, I would.
Healing potions don't exist. Homebrew.
Homebrew, they don't exist. I've been like, why have I never seen one before?
That's why I gave you the Seeds of Zivlin.
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, Aelric, if he's bleeding out and we're about to lose him, it's okay. I have Revivify. In 6 seconds of the light going out of his eyes. In the meanwhile, I need to make sure that doesn't cause the light to go out of all of our eyes.
It's okay if he dies. I'll be there in a second. That's amazing.
Possibly ask this sad metal construct we're dragging around. I know how I can do a thing or two. And then I'm gonna go for where Thad is arcading.
Yeah, you come on. You come on to Thad. Thad, what are you about to do?
I've sort of been at like where I think part of the magical port of construction is, or I think like one of the, because everybody knows that does magic that you can't just stack like a ley line on top of a ley line. Like the contraption is actually all of these tiny ley lines stacked on top of one another. You build sort of like an artificial ley line, and you can geometrically stack them in such a way that they multiply rather than add, which is as everybody that's like first term sort of just magical batteries.
Math is math, just like music is math.
this is really something bigger and slightly different than that, because I know what that is. So I've just been like putting a thing back with the artificer tools that I had stolen off of the gnome, and I'm getting ready to start a ritual that I think that like over the next course of the next 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, might be able to like jumpstart magic back into it without using with a slower check. Like basically you can spend the time to do another Arcana check effectively, which is just going to take a slower investigation and like taking your time with that. Like checks are supposed to be like quick little flashes of things. This would be some sort of longer, and like if a ritual is 10 minutes, a spell becomes 10 minutes, I'm gonna like try to just do something where I don't have to do what we did before, where I'm like dumping spell slots into this thing.
Okay, you're avoiding that. Okay, so you're seeing Thad kind of getting ready to do that as you come up there, Arlie.
Okay. Thad, what? You think you know what this thing does? What are you up to?
Common. I'm gonna turn this thing on. I have no idea what it does, but I'm telling you, I know it does something good.
Can't possibly know it does something good.
How do I just?
You can't possibly know what it does.
We're here to turn it back on.
You can't possibly know that. Just give me an absolute moment.
I put my hand over her mouth, her like my big thick human hand over like, and I'm just like, look, just look at it. Be silent. Open up your magical eye and look at it. We gotta turn it on.
I look at it with an Arcana check.
Amazing. I'm gonna say you roll with advantage because Thad's kind of giving you help with this. In a
True force.
In a slightly aggressive way. So it's 20. With the 20, Arlie, you see, like, you kind of look at it, and then, like, kind of, like, with this advantage, it's like, look at it, look back at Thad, being like, what do you mean? And he's like, like, okay, fine, all right, fine. I'll look at it. And then you just see, like, this very clear button.
What?
Do you remove your hand from her face? It's like a full face pop.
Do you push the button? I mean, you could reach it.
Okay, why not?
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, with the hand over your head, like one eye exposed, you just push the button, and there's like a mechanical whirring and activation as this entire thing kind of comes to life.
I immediately slap my hand over the button.
As it comes to life, what has like this circle is like closed with this kind of arcane energy, and it starts moving and like a combination lock or like a safe. Like as it starts connecting and clicking, then it opens and then clicks and circles and connects and opens and clicks and circles and opens.
Literally my job.
And it just keeps opening and opening and opening until all that's left is just the rim of this kind of magical metal material. And the center of it is this kind of non-end space. And you realize what you both of you are looking at is a teleportation gate. Now, on the outside of the gate are runes that you can write down that anyone that you could share with anyone who has a teleportation circle spell. At the moment, Jelzuel does have the ability to cast that spell. I think no one in the party has a high enough level to do that at the moment. But you can capture those runes so that you can, when you get access to that spell, you can use it. This is a gate that is an ancient gate for like fast traveling across the land for these gnomes. And it has survived the desecration of whatever transportation devices used to be connected to it. What you seem to have come into contact with was a aberrant defense protection security bot for this, Stargate. Let's call it Stargate. Moving back to Helm.
So when Arlie was like yelling at Ulrich about the blood and stuff, Helm kind of like the helmet like perks up a little bit, and then he starts to get up, and while Arlie is still talking, he starts to mutter like, "Oh, if people had remembered that I have healing properties," and then he hears Arlie say like, "Ah, Helm," and then he seems slightly pacified as he trudges over to where Ulrich is. And he looks down at the person with the broken leg, and he goes, "Tiny human, I'm going to put my hand on your leg now. It might feel cold." And he gently, gently as possible.
Yeah.
Stop moving. And he places his hand on the leg, and I'll use lay on hands.
Amazing. Yeah, lay on hands and are able to like mend the bones and sinew of this broken leg. And as you pull back your large gauntleted form, it's like bruised and damaged, but the fundamental structural damage has been healed, and everyone kind of there's this like gasp of a miracle, a gasp and awe around you. Out of that silence, we return to another silence, which is a halfling staring at a horse. Harold, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Unless I can make some roll to move this forward, Harold's doesn't really have anything to add.
No, amazing. If you're just gonna wait, the horse, like, as you're waiting, the horse is like trying to like move around and jump, like gets antsy, and eventually, as you're waiting for it, the horse does transition back into Dilk. As it comes back into Dilk, I mean, there were hundreds of years where I lived like that, and it's still sometimes a bit hard to come back to this monkey form. I'm sorry. Yes.
What happened back there, Dilk?
You guys had it in hand.
Well, I mean, the man was nearly killed.
Roll me an insight check.
Ow.
Okay. Dilk begins to talk. Harold, you know people. You've talked to a lot of people at a lot of different places in a lot of different contexts. Sometimes it's not about what they tell you, it's about what they're not telling you or what they're speaking around. As Dilk goes into a series of deflections and justifications, you realize he is a deeply traumatized and scared individual who is at his core a survivor, not because he can necessarily do things like Aelric, or even like you, willing to make the hard decision. He's a survivor because the hard decision sometimes means choosing you over everyone. Dilk has been able to survive so long, and God only knows what he did before the Fey Realms, because when push comes to shove, it's Dilk over everyone. And it has been somewhere around 500 subjective years of him living in Fey realm with the homicidal, psychotic animals who would kill him if they knew who he was, and he had to kind of rely on his own subterfuge and that sort of stuff. You don't get a sense that he necessarily like wants to betray anyone, but that he's still very has a lack of confidence in not only his own abilities, but in anyone's ability to keep him safe.
I don't think that you're a coward, Dilk. I think that you're a survivor. That's okay. I was a survivor too once. If this is gonna work, you're gonna need to see us in action, and may I remind you that we have, as of meeting you, so on the heels of defeating a beast from the Outer Realms, held our ground against the Black Dragon, eat the rocks out of that rock golem. But it's okay, it'll take some time. In the meantime, and I say this as a favor to you because I know you want this party, want you to be around, find some way to contribute. Okay? It doesn't have to be in the middle of a fight, but you gotta do something. We all carry water, we all chop wood. And he just kind of gives him a little tap tap. It would be on the shoulder, but he only reaches like his mid thigh. And then goes, "Good talk," and walks away.
Dilk considers this and nods and turns into a Triceratops.
Amazing.
With that, with the newly transformed Triceratops and an activated gate, we are at 10:30, and we are going to end today's session. We'll come back next week with Helm, helmed by, see what I did there, Louisa Zhu. Also, let me see, I have words that I'm supposed to say here at the end. What are those words? Thank you, Louisa, for joining us today. Is there anything you would like to plug that is upcoming or that is existing? That can also, or anything you want to, even if you're not in, any charities to support. I don't know, anything.
I'm good. Let's move on.
Cool. And thank you, everyone who watched and jumped in on the chat. Thank you for joining us. Our sessions wouldn't be the same without you. Tell your friends, tell everyone else, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Because this game, you're not just the audience, you're Legion. Once again, our players today were Claire Hogan, Michael Keane, Sam Gilroy, Sean Boyd, special guest Louisa Zhu. My name is Nicholas Coy Santillo. Join us next week as we continue to weave this epic tale